the forces causing the transition from laminar to turbulent flow. So I have told you earlier in the video that there are some factors which affect the transition from laminar to turbulent flow. But there are the forces also, because whenever we are having the liquid, there are the internal forces. So first is cohesion force. Cohesion force. As we know that there is a force between the molecules of the liquid, and that is called the cohesion force. So cohesion force that exists between the similar kind of or the identical molecules. So this cohesion force keeps the all these molecules in the bound state. So larger the cohesion force, the more is the link, the bond between the molecules is stronger. It means that the turbulent flow will take place only those liquids which have less cohesion force. The liquids having less cohesion force have more tendency of transition to turbulent flow. Now that we can have that there are so many the liquids which are very thin, or they have very less density, or they have very less viscosity, then this kind of the force acts there, and because of that there is more chances that the liquid will have the transition from laminar to turbulent flow. Number 2, surface tension. Surface tension. As we know that this is the general tendency of all liquids that they have the minimum area of their free surface. So just to acquire the minimum area, they have a large force between the molecules which exist on the free surface. So this surface tension is also responsible for the transition to the turbulent flow. When surface tension is very less, there is large chances to have the transition to the turbulent flow. Smaller the surface tension, of liquid, more chances are for transition. Transition to turbulent flow. because as the viscosity, or we can say that the cohesion force increases, that the surface tension also increases, because surface tension is caused by the cohesion force. The surface tension is caused by cohesion force. Now third, adhesion force. We know that maximum liquids have the adhesive property, like the water, and that the honey, the glycerine, petrol, diesel, etc. But there is one liquid which have not adhesive property, that is the mercury. So if the liquid is adhesive, or it has the adhesion forces means the force that exists between different kind of molecules. Suppose the water is on the glass surface, then the force between the water molecule and the glass molecule, that is the adhesion force. So this larger the adhesion force, then the surface tension of the liquids, that will be less one. So this will affect the transition of the laminar to turbulent flow. Larger the adhesion force, less is transition to turbulent flow. We can see that if we take the honey, or we take the glycerine, or we take that of the suppose Fevicol, then these are very thick, or they have very large density. So because of that they have the adhesion property, and these liquids have very less chances to convert the laminar, to have their conversion into the from laminar flow to the turbulent flow. Now number 4, shearing stress. Shearing stress. Though we know that the liquids have very less shearing, so lesser the shearing, more is the transition to the turbulent flow. turbulent flow. So these are the forces which affect that cause the transition from laminar to turbulent flow. So first is the cohesion force, second the surface tension, third the adhesion force, and fourth the shearing stress. So these forces are also responsible for the transition of the laminar flow to the turbulent flow of the liquids. So this is about the transition force that causes, these are the forces which causes the transition of the liquids from laminar to turbulent flow. So thank you very much.